Alright, guys. I know I've missed a couple of movies that have come out, but I'm sorry. It's just been a really busy time for me, and I can really sometimes only watch things at home, like I said. So, without further ado, let's talk about Predator, Killer of Killers. The Predator for me is such a cool character. I remember watching the first one when I was very young and I didn't know what I was getting into. All I could think of was, oh, look at all these cool soldiers and the guns and then the Predator shows up and starts wiping everyone out and it was scary to me. And I always try and find enjoyment out of these movies. In recent years, we've had some very cool entries, and then we had some really bad ones. So Dan Trachtenberg has now been given the reins to write out these new Predator movies after his successful one, Prey. And I gotta say, Killer of Killers is pretty good.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
The story takes place over three separate timelines. We have the Viking Age, we have feudal Japan, and then we have World War II. And I have to say, the animation is very fun and is very reminiscent of Arcane or Spider-Verse. Kind of that slower frame rate, but it smooths up during some of the action. And I like it because I like that comic book art style. It feels very stylized. And it makes some of the stuff that I feel like if you shot it in live action, it wouldn't look as cool. First and foremost, this movie, unlike some of the more previous entries, does heavily lean more into action. It's cool seeing the Predator face off against these warriors from different times. And I think personally the use of the Viking and the ninja and the whole samurai ninja thing is pretty cool. And I think it's something the fans have wanted for a while because we have had so many Predator movies, which you can see I'm playing just a bunch from in the background here. They're all kind of like in the modern day with modern soldiers, and to have it be set in the older time with more rustic and older technology, it's cool seeing the characters outsmart and use the old styles of fighting to get ahead of the Predator. Personally, if I had to choose a favorite segment from the three stories, I think the ninja one, like the feudal Japan one, was great. I love the idea of not having a lot of dialogue at all. It was fun and just really unique, especially when you compare it to the other two. So while there's not necessarily a lot of glaring issues, I have been seeing a lot of discourse online. I saw the movie a couple days ago and I'm now barely putting out a video, but there seems to be a little bit of, I guess, tension. A lot of people tend to like it, but there's some fans who just, there's a little bit of discourse here about it ruining Predator lore, and I want to give my thoughts on that. And I understand where these people are coming from. When the first couple Predator movies came out, the Predators usually kind of showed respect that they were outwitted, and there was a kind of complaint that the Predators don't come back for revenge. I like to point out that they're not doing it for revenge. It was almost like a test. They sent a Predator to Earth to take on these warriors, and the warriors won, and now this main kind of Predator chief wants to fight the best one. Also, people got to understand too that throughout the run of the entire franchise, from the original Arnie movie till now, I feel like there's been instances where we've seen, especially in the 2010 Predators movie, where there are different clans that play by different rules, and sometimes the clans fight with each other. And to me, again, the idea that this chief wants to fight the best warrior, I think it's kind of a neat idea. And I know that this story, well, I don't know for sure, but we do know that it does wrap into the previous movie, and I'm curious to see how it will be tied into his new movie, Badlands. Again, I don't want to call this an issue because I'm actually really interested and curious to see how the story plays out. I'm here for the ride.
There's something else up in the sky, and it's not human.
My second actual issue actually comes in the form of the World War II story with the character of Torres. He's kind of hard to like initially, in my opinion, and his introduction into the main cast is, I think in all intents and purposes, it is an accident. And for the story, it is written pretty well, and it's not like I have a problem with the story. It's more or less my opinion with, I don't think it's appropriate how he gets folded into the story, and he is a less serious character. He's not quippy, but he talks to himself a lot, and his vibe is a little silly, and sometimes the humor does work, like in a sequence involving a language barrier between the characters, but he falls into the guy who talks to himself a lot trope, and it does get a little, like, annoying, but it's not the worst. He's just kind of babbling when the other characters are so cool and almost stoic. And maybe, and again, you can argue that's why they did it, was to add a little bit more levity to the situation, but I can see where people might not like that. And I really hope Dan Trachtenberg does treat this franchise with respect as we continue his line of movies. I'm hoping he does not fumble it like so many projects have in the past. With that being said, guys, I'm happy that we just have another Predator movie and that it's just genuinely good. And I think personally this is one of my more favorite ones. I'd put it up there with the original and Predators from 2010. You know what? What is your guys' favorite Predator movie? You should let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. I will try and watch more stuff, guys, but it's just hard right now. Regardless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.